whyteonegaming proudly presents, for your viewing pleasure, Subnautica, Surviving the Deep with the Blind, episode number 2. Please leave me a comment below, and don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button. Enjoy. Hello again. Here we are, Subnautica, episode 2. Now, I've done a few things off camera. I've went ahead and gotten what I needed to make myself the construction tool. I have a mobile vehicle bay, which I found the fragments for like while I was searching for some silver. That's why I decided to do a few things off camera, because off camera, like silver is a really hard thing to find at times, and I didn't want to waste people's time looking for silver, so I went ahead and got myself some silver, and I did what I needed to do to be in preparation for we are going to go to we're going to go ahead and let that go, and we are going to go to the island, the floating island, to look for our sustainable food source. Now, I've packed myself 2 bottles of water. I have a med kit, I have a beacon, scanner tool, survival knife, sea glide. I've got my high capacity tank, and I made myself a radiation glove because while I was getting silver, which it took me a good while to find 2 silver to get a wiring kit to make the construction tool. The Aurora exploded. It just happened a few minutes ago, and I went ahead and made myself a radiation suit. So here we go. Off to the island. I will not be using the light because the light draws too much attention, and as we all know, there are some rather noisy neighbors. Now, I have found that if you head straight towards this cloud mass right here, it's in every game. You head right towards this cloud mass, you are going to go straight to the floating island, or you come very close to it. And I'm happy to see that one of the things that they did away with in the game, there used to be this weird effect that would happen that if you kind of rode just on the edge of the waves so that they sort of splashed up over you, you would get this view of the island way before you ever got to it. And I'm glad that they did away with that, because like I don't know, in my opinion, it was kind of like, oh yeah, for sure, I'm headed in the right direction now. Oh, there's a reef back. Let's go ahead and get him scanned. Come on, there we go. Whoa, whoa. Now listen, nobody was hurting you. We were just getting a scan of you. Alright, so off to the floating islands. Bone shark. It's odd to see them up this far. There's another one. Huh. I in previous games I have never seen them this far up into the water, or up into the close to the surface. Rather odd. I've never recall seeing them that far, that close to the surface. Now, as you can see, through that little cloud right there, see, there we go. Now, I have found that one of my favorite places to come up to, there is actually this little cove in the middle that if you dive down, you can get to it. It has a nice little beach landing. That's where I prefer when I have a sea moth. When I have a sea moth, or the Cyclops if I choose to bring the Cyclops out here, which usually I don't. Like this isn't that much of that big of a deal. There is this little cove that you can go to that is a great place to park the sea moth. You don't have to worry about anything messing with it. Now, in previous versions of this game, I do not remember the Aurora appearing so close, but that may just be me. Now, I did notice a little earlier that, looking for my beach here, there's a, yeah, here we go. So let us go ahead and deploy our beacon. There we go. And then we are going to edit the beacon. Makes it easier. I love beacons. I noticed earlier when I was out looking for some silver ore that I noticed that the rock island, the main island sort of that has the first real big, like the large base on it, I noticed that it had it seems like it's much closer to the Aurora now. Like I'm 100% sure it is much closer to the Aurora. Uh, I like that in a way, but at the same time, I kind of don't, because before there was this definite scary trip out to that island, and I'm not saying it's not scary now. Like I'm sure there's some noisy neighbors that are still in that neighborhood, because I got the warning of that there were several large unidentified energy signatures in the area, and I also got the warning about Leviathan-sized creatures in the area. So I'm sure. Huh, that's interesting. They
New blueprint acquired.
So we're gonna take a couple of these to eat. There we go. We're gonna go ahead and chomp down on a marble melon. Take ourselves back 4 marble melon seeds. Now, on this island, marble melons, by the way, are a great source of food. These things are a great source of water and some food. Bulba trees, excellent. Chinese potato. Now, the great thing about the Chinese potato is they are one of those. We're gonna take 2 of them back with us. They are a good source of food as well. I much prefer lantern fruit, which we'll find on this island here very shortly. Now on this island, the important thing to remember is we have 3 places that we need to go to scan. Now if you head up to the top of the island from where we came in at, from that beach. If you head straight up, you can get up here to a spot, and this right here, if you can see if we can get you a good view, this is the cove that I was telling you about. It's a nice sheltered area. It's great to park your Seamoth at. You don't really got to worry about anything bothering you while you're there. Now, let's see. Let's go ahead. Yeah. Now, in preparation for this, be warned, there are some little, some of the little jumper guys that hang out down here, and you have to be ready to take a few of them out because they seem rather upset with you coming by to visit. So let's go ahead and get the multi-purpose room, one of the biggest reasons to come here. Let's go ahead and get that scanned. This is the mainstay staple construction portion of your base. Like, it's very necessary. Like, I've seen bases that are built that don't use it. I myself, no, I've tried it. I don't like it. The multi-purpose room is definitely the way to go. Now, let's see. We had a little friend, Chinese potato. There he is. Come here, little friend. Yeah, I suck at killing these guys. Like, I'm just gonna tell you now, I'm terrible. Like, give me a propulsion gun, I kill them all day long. Propulsion gun, I feel honestly, is one of your best weapons against them. What do we have here? Stasis rifle fragment. That's good. That's new. I've never seen that appear here on this island before. I've never seen that. Let's check out what else we got here. Oh, spotlight. Yeah. I like spotlights. I haven't used them a ton in previous games, but I have used the stasis rifle or the spotlight, and it's good. Bulkheads are helpful, especially in places where it might be kind of deep. Bulkheads are real good because if you don't have your game down for structural supports and knowing how that works, you're in trouble. Come on, buddy. Oh, you don't. Come on, you want to play, don't you? Yeah, that's what you get when you play with me. Now, let's pop the scanner back out. Hop in here, see what else we can find. I don't believe there's anything else to scan. Ultra glide fins, very, very useful. Nope. Oh, yeah, I knew I saw data downloads. Check those out in a minute. Battery, always helpful. Another data download. Oh, you can't get in here to me. Isn't that a shame? So sorry for you. Alright, so it's time to get out of here. Now, let's head out of here. Since we're on this side of the island, I'm going to go ahead and head up this mountain right here. This little hill, this little mountain. I'm gonna go ahead and head up here. I will warn you, there are a few places along when you're climbing some of these that you need to be exceptionally careful, because you can fall and you will fall quite possibly to your death. Yeah, see, I've never seen the stasis rifle fragments here before. It's awesome. So usually that's a you gotta wait until a lot later in the game before you start finding that in wrecks and things like that. So that's boss right there. We got a stasis rifle fragment from the get-go. That's like, well, we'll say almost from the get-go. How's that? Make sure and scan all the stuff that's in here. Make sure and scan this because this is a different type of grow bed.
New blueprint acquired.
What are we missing? Here we go. Yeah, the observatory is. I love the observatory. I build several of them. Usually around bases. Usually what I call my home spot. So now take yourself a couple of lantern fruit because lantern fruit are good. They're real good. They will become a main staple for you to eat from. Lantern fruits give you. Oh, we almost missed this.
Integrating new PDA data.
All right, so we're done here. Now we've got over there. We need to get over to there. So back down the twisty, turny mountain we go. Now, this makes me really want to explore this island more because I feel that possibly they have added more fragments to this place because, as I said on previous playthroughs, I have never encountered the stasis rifle on this island. So I am very curious to see if they have added more blueprints, fragments to this island. Like I'm really curious about that. This is the other way up to that spot. You can come up through right here and you just go across this little. You got to be careful. I've learned because if you don't hit that just right, you're gonna fall down there, and it won't kill you unless you're at low health, but it will make you wish you were dead. Let's see. Up we go. Now, I love the views in this game. It's one of the things that I love about this game. So like just the amount of you find places and you're like, wow, that is absolutely gorgeous. Like they really hit the nail on the head, especially for me. Indoor planners, they're very helpful. These are the small ones. These are great. I myself, I use these, but most of the time I use the larger grow beds. Like I like them better. They have ooh, sweet, got a chair. Obviously they have more space. The larger grow beds have more space. So
integrating new PDA data.
And this is one of the reasons, like, I totally understand the need sometimes for the flashlight, but there are other times where I'm just like, those things, you see that white thing flying right there? They can be a complete pain in the butt to get a good scan on. Like, they can be a serious pain in the butt. So let's head on down. Let's go through here. There's our beacon. Now, I am curious about checking out some of the rest of this island, because I am really curious about... Oh, that was not good. Yeah, you got to be careful. Fall damage in this game is real. And once you get down to this spot right here, let me tell you, just dive back in the water. Scan ourselves up an ancient floater. Now, here's the cove I was telling you about. Basically, you just come to the middle of this island. You just dive down, you come to the middle, and there are 2 small beaches here. Unless they've added something new. Oh, they have. This was never here before. Nice. So there are, I guess you could say there are 3 small beaches here. That PDA was never there before. I have never seen that. So let's get ourselves moving. Let's check out this little area over here. Can we scan this? No. Okay. Just a red fern. So this little cove area is great for landing your sea moth, or if you just want to come up through there, it's a great place to come up through from. I really want to take a look around this island real quick and see if there's anything else that they may have added that I may not have seen before that weren't here on previous playthroughs, because like the stasis rifle, it was never here before. That PDA, I don't ever remember seeing that PDA where it was. It's like it wouldn't surprise me, I'll be honest. There were a lot of story elements that were added, and the PDAs are a big portion of the story element. So like it doesn't surprise me in the slightest that they've added things like that. The state now, well, let me retract that. Let's say this. I'm really surprised that it's the stasis rifle. I kind of figured maybe, wow, really? It was such a small fall. I'm really surprised that it's the stasis rifle, to be honest, because the stasis rifle to me that seems more like maybe mid to late game type of thing, maybe. I mean, I don't know. What do you guys think? Is that like a mid to late game thing to you? Yeah, we don't need that light anymore. We'll put that away. The stasis rifle seems more like a mid to late game thing to me. It really does. I mean, I'm not complaining that I got it this early, but you know, it's one of those things. Like I was really surprised, which is why I kind of wanted to check out this island a little more and see maybe if there might be some more fragments that, you know, don't be greedy, because greed, we all know what happens with greed. Greed will get you in trouble. So I believe that it's about time for us to head back. I've already got a box waiting that I can throw my plant samples in, because I'm going to need to build myself a rudimentary starter base, and that will be thank you for letting me know. do that. There we
Vital
go.
signs stabilizing.
There we go. Now, I usually build a very efficient type starter base from the beginning. Once I have the multi-purpose room, the starter base that I build, which we'll get to next time, uh, I don't have access to like the nuclear power plant or the bioreactor, but solar cells work just fine. And I have found that if I lay this out correctly, uh, I can put down a decent number, about somewhere between 8 and 10 solar cells, and they provide this base that I build with plenty of power for for the fabricator, any other things I choose to put in it. But for the beginning, I just build it for food production. That's it. There's basically one room that kind of sets empty, and that room basically just sits empty for the simple fact of that once I get around to, okay, well, I don't want to have to depend on using the life pod anymore. Uh, that's basically what it comes down to. Like, the life pod is excellent for me for uh, beginning to mid-ish game, we'll say. Like, I really like because it has everything you need in it, and you don't have to go and look for the resources to build it. But eventually, you're kind of like, it's like moving out of your parents' house. You're like, I want to build something that's more to my liking. So let's get back here. I would like to thank you for joining me, and I would just see there's our beacon, floating island beacon. I would just like to thank you for joining me and hope this was helpful. The island is such a great place, and it is really, really, the floating island is really the best place to get to. It's very easy. Uh, you just head to it as quickly as you can to get your beginning of your uh, basic, almost infinite. You might as well say it's an almost infinite food supply. Uh, like that's just how good that it is. So thanks for joining me. I'll see you next time. We're gonna work on building the starter base. Um, I do usually do a few things off camera in preparation, but we'll build the starter base together, and hopefully it'll help you out and it'll show you this is a good, efficient starter base that'll last you for mid-ish to later on in the game, before you start wanting to be creative with what you're building. Remember, you will run out of water, you will run out of food, and you are infected. This is White One saying thanks for coming along on my undersea adventure. Don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button, and I'll see you next time.